Hi Capricorn, welcome to your reading. Today we are doing a past, present, future read on a situation. All right, let's jump in. Past for Capricorn, please. We have the Queen of Coin upside down. Present for Capricorn, please. Present for Capricorn, please. There it is. Six of Cups upside down. And then the future for Capricorn, please, one card. Future for Capricorn, please, one card. They're jumping, but that's for now. Future, there it is. Two of Cups upside down. Okay, Capricorn. This is giving me the energy. Just looking at this, you have the Queen of Cups upside down, the Six of Cups upside down, Queen of Coins upside down, Six of Cups upside down, Two of Cups upside down. The Queen of Coins talks about like stability, abundance, right? 3D foundations, as well as wealth in multiple forms, not only financial money wealth, but like health, right? Like beauty around them, right? Wealth in the sense of having plants in your home, wealth in the sense of like people in your life, wealth in the sense of being able to walk out and there be an ocean right there, right? Wealth of different forms. This Queen of Coins also looks like she's wearing like a wedding gown or is like entering a ceremony. She has like the veil like on. You can see that. Like this is her and it's dropping down. Like she's going for a ceremony or she's getting married. Also like a few different planets around her. It looks like moons, but so there's some unknown here as well. There's all this flower blooming around her too. So like life, right? It could be like fertility. I'll see what that has to say. Then we have the Six of Cups upside down. Six of Cups talks about like childhood connections, right? That familiarity with like things we know from the past, but it also talks about that childlike piece can be expanded, right? I think it's like maybe even like something from us as children, right? Not just connections, but like things we were emotionally invested in or excited about as children. Those like dreams and hopes and wishes, right? And then Two of Cups speaks of a decision or a connection, which is also upside down. See our way up. Looks like this. There's two people. They're kind of like outlined. You can see it. Like here's one. She's holding a cup, and then here's the other, and they're holding a cup. So decision or connection. So let's get some cards and kind of see what this has to say, Capricorn. Clarifier for Queen of Coins, please. Clarifier for Queen of Coins, please. Got just one card, Ace of Pentacles upside down. Clarifier for Queen of Coins, please. There's really not much coming out for this. It's like there's not much being said about this, or you're keeping this quiet. That's kind of the vibe ooh, that's too much. That's way too much. Kind of the vibe I'm getting with this. It's like there's not a lot coming out for this. Okay. Okay, Capricorn. So we have the Queen of Coin. As I said, the Queen of Coin talks about stability, abundance, multiple forms of wealth, right? Not just financial wealth. There's all these flowers around her, which make me think of like fertility or growing, building something, right? As well as there's moons around her. So lots of unknown. Those could be planets, but I don't know my planets like that. So I'm going to say at least one of those is a moon. And the moon signifies unknown around you, right? This kind of looks like Mars over here, but we're not going to get into that one. Although with this card right now, the only thing I can really focus on is that dress. The fact that she looks like she's getting married. Like she looks like she has the veil on. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles upside down. So there may have been, this is not a water card, right, or anything, but I feel like there was a foundation regarding like a commitment of some form. that in the past, a commitment of a foundation of some form in the past that would normally be viewed our way up as like a new beginning, because you have this Ace of Pentacles down here, but it's also upside down. So it looks like there may have been plans for something, but those plans didn't come to fruition, right? And instead of building a new beginning, there's something being learned in this. Eight of Pentacles talks about like being a student, working to be a master, right? And so I think there's I don't want to say lessons to be learned in it, but there's like learnings to come from whatever this is that was expected to be that was not. If that makes sense. And I think there's no remorse on this. There's no cups. The cups are here. This is all coin. It's all like foundation. So it could even be, it makes me think of like maybe the foundation, the partnership, what should have been built was built on a foundation of coin. And I'm not saying like money coin, but like what should make sense, right? Like this thing should make sense. Because there's no cups here. There's no cups, but I'm strongly getting foundation of connection here that didn't go as planned, and the foundation for it there was no like newness coming from it, right? So like this is being reviewed and learned from, but it's like understood. There's no like, oh, like this card is like left out in the cold, but it's upside down. There's no like feeling abandoned, or it's like the foundation isn't there. It's not being like renewed, or even like Ace of Pentacles is like a new foundation, right? But it's like this was built on an old foundation. There's no growth energy, no renewal. Also, all these flowers, right? Especially if this is supposed to be like a ceremony. There's all these flowers around. There's all these flowers around this. That's growth. There's no growth here. So this is being analyzed and learned from, not analyzed, but like looked at and learned from. And there's no like feeling like there was there's no disappointment in this. It's known. It's known that this didn't have the growth potential, I feel like. So this is not like, oh, I'm left out in the cold. It's like, no, I knew that this didn't have what was needed, in a sense. If that makes sense, Capricorn. Let's get some clarifiers for you for the Queen of Coins. Queen of Coins, please. Queen of Coins, please. Queen of Coins. 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 Okay, we have fully immersed and growth potential. Let's do one more. Anything else in here for you? Queen of Coins, please. Ooh, I'll jump right on out. Fresh ideas. Oh, there we go. Fully immersed, growth potential, fresh ideas, and desert of isolation. Fully immersed says everything you want is all around you, just waiting for you to see it. This makes me think of this because, like, the Queen of Coin, right, has all these flowers around her. There's so much around her, but maybe she doesn't see it in this upside down state, right? Like, look at all this that's blooming around her. Kind of almost like a Four of Cups energy, but not in the same manner. It's just having trust that if this is not what it is, there's still more for you, right? Growth potential. There we go. Embrace change to unlock your full potential and flourish. So yeah, some kind of change happening here. Fresh ideas. Stay open-minded, inviting new perspective to enrich your journey and spark creative solution. And lastly, desert of isolation. Traverse the desolate spaces of solitude to uncover reflections and resilient survival. All right, Capricorn. Next, we have the Six of Cups. Right? The Six of Cups talks about like those childlike connections, the memories, the fondness, something that came from the past, right? But it's upside down as well. So let's see what the Six of Cups has to say. Emperor. This Eight of Pentacles is back again. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, and we have the Emperor with the Six of Cups. I kind of get the vibe that you're not wanting something of the past. You're wanting to work to something new. Like, because you're in this learning phase, right? Student phase, I want to call it. You're putting in the effort, right? This ballerina is, she has put in the effort every day for the form, the structure, the poses, right? The endurance to do this dance, right? And she's constantly learning and building to be stronger, to do more, to expand her range, right? And you have this Emperor card. And I think after whatever this is here, you kind of want to just be in your power. You're not looking at the past, you're looking towards the future, I feel like. And so this Eight of Pentacles talks about, like, as I said, building, learning, growing. I think you're wanting to build yourself into this Emperor, like where you are stable, secure, right? Confident, like maybe even just like you're you again. I feel like this may have like kind of thrown you a little bit. And so now you're, it's kind of weird, but like a student of yourself, like getting back to you, right? Which is this, getting back to this stable, grounded, sure energy. And you're working and building towards that. Let's get some clarifiers for you, Capricorn. I just want to message you, like maybe the Queen of Coin foundation was like a, like this thing of the past was like a childhood ideal, right? You saw it differently as a child, and now as an adult, you're not seeing it in the same light, and you're not seeing that foundation the same or what it could be or any growth in it, right? So you're like moving away from that. You want to focus on you to move forward, right? We have Web of Connection. Weave your connections thoughtfully, creating a supportive web that uplifts your personal and professional journeys. We have On Your Own. It's time to take some alone time to be single or get a new perspective. And lastly, we have Wise Counsel. Seek guidance from trusted friends or mentors to help you along. Yes, I kind of feel like this is you focusing on you, right? It could also be not just focusing, like you're just not focusing on the past, you're not focusing on this past situation. This talks about like your connections with people, like building meaningful connections. Lighting, I swear. There we go. Building meaningful connections, as well as like knowing those connections that you can rely on and putting those to use, right? Talking to them, getting advice from them. So building meaningful, but also falling back on the ones that you already have, that you've built in the past for support, right? And this talks about time for you. Whether staying single or not, it's up to you, right? But it talks about working on you, taking time for you, as I said, to reconnect with yourself. You're not focused on the past right now. You're focused on present you. And you're learning you, getting you back to where you feel good being you. Not that you don't feel good being you, but like getting back to where you feel like yourself again. All right, Capricorn. Last card is the Two of Cups, and it is upside down. So either this is regarding a connection or it's regarding a decision that you haven't made, you haven't acknowledged as a decision yet. Look at that. And there's that foundation card again. Because you had the action card with the Queen of Coins. And the Pentacles card, the Eight of Pentacles card fell out under your present, and now this Queen of Coins that fell out under the past is falling out in your future in the same manner. Interesting. All right. Oh, that's it. Yep, we have impasse right here. So the Two of Cups upside down, as I said, could be Two of Cups speaks to a connection or a decision. But it's emotional of nature, and this card also has a moon. There's a moon on the top part there. There's some unknown regarding this connection. You have the Queen of Pentacles upside down, and then you have this Four of Pentacles upside down, and the Two of Swords. So the energy surrounding this is Pentacle, so foundation again, and mind. So Queen of Pentacles, as we discussed, she's building, right? She's building, creating wealth. She is the same as this Queen of Coins. You have the Queen of Coin, because this is this, and this is this, upside down right here, right now, twice. Although this is your past, and this is your future, they lined up here. So some double energy there regarding this either non-investment or unstable foundation, or, right, not building on this, whatever this is. You also have the Four of Pentacles, which talks about holding things close. Upside down, you're not keeping things quiet. So in the past, this was like releasing something, right? In the present, we were working on ourselves, focusing on relearning us to get us to where we feel like ourselves. In the future, either this connection or decision, we're not building anything right now, but we're also not keeping quiet. It could be like, because the Two Cups is upside down, like you're not building anything, but you're not being quiet about this, keeping it quiet. So maybe you're even like, this talked about like building connections, building with the right people, but also relying on your old connections, making time for yourself, right, in the present. I feel like maybe you're looking at this, because this lined up right under this. I think this is talking about the past, but maybe now you're sharing on it. Maybe you had to work through the process of this, and now you're in a space where you understand this connection didn't work, right? Two Cups upside down, and you're actually willing to discuss it, talk about it, right? Not keep it so quiet and close. Like, it's okay, it's fine, I'm good, I don't want. You're actually like willing to share the information about it. Share it, talk about the foundation, right? Talk about the situation that happened in the past. But I think you're also in your mind about this a little bit. And I think it's maybe just, Two of Swords is like impasse. So it could be, even though all this has happened, you're still mulling it over in your mind. Like I said, you are talking about it. I feel like you're not keeping this quiet, so you are presenting it. Probably to those you're close to, or those that you trust, or maybe even new people that you have, new connections you have built, right? You're still trying to figure this out, though. You're still like in the future, you're still looking back at this, like trying to puzzle it out. That makes sense, because you're at an impasse right now. You're looking at the things that you didn't get answers to. You're looking at how you got here, right? And kind of just like processing it in your mind. Looking at this, like this situation, how it got from point A to point B, right? All these questions that didn't get answered, or maybe closure that didn't happen, right? Like processing. This was like the actions, and this was like you focusing on you. And I think now that you've gotten yourself back to where you feel like yourself, you're in a state where you can actually talk about it and look at it now. And now you're working through that piece of it, the mental aspect of like reviewing it, looking over it, trying to understand it fully or from a different perspective, right? All right, Capricorn. Let's get some clarifiers for Two of Cups, please. Two of Cups, please. You have the fire, too. Other sign had like, I think it was another earth sign. I think it was Virgo. They had a bunch of fire, and Gemini also had this card. This card I was just telling Virgo in a previous reading. It only came out in the Gemini one. Oh yeah, Virgo had these too. So if you have Virgo, Virgo had all of these actually. They had all three of these. If you have any Virgo, maybe check out the Virgo reading. And then this card was also in Gemini. It's come out only 3 times in the 12 readings I've done for this. So just on that, if you don't. But if you do, it's worth listening to. The first thing we have is hurtful events. As you navigate this challenging time, learn to let go of the past so it won't weigh you down. Oh, what I was just saying. Yeah. So I feel like so much happened here in the past, right? And at one point, I'm thinking that this was something you did want. You did want to invest in, right? This ceremony here. This is supposed to be a ceremony. Per what I'm looking at this card, she's in a wedding gown with a veil. So there was investment in this. At some time, there was a lot of background to this, right? But eventually, this didn't play out the way, and it wasn't becoming what you wanted it to become. So there was removal of that, right? And here in the present, you're not trying to look at the past. You're trying to focus on you. Just move forward, right? Focus on me, get back into my power, feel like myself again. And then once you've gotten there, you're in this energy of like, okay, I'm stable. I can actually look at this connection now and try to understand what happened, right? Look at the full scope of it. And I think like this is part of it. It's acknowledging the hurtful events. I'm not sure what those were. I can't speak to those. Only you would know. But like also looking at the full story would include the hurtful events and acknowledging those and processing those, right? Then you have flame of courage. Ignite the flame of courage, lighting the path of bravery amidst shadows of fear. So yeah, you're on this journey. It's a lot to take a look at all the pieces of that, especially if this was, this is a whole story here. And taking the time to acknowledge that takes a lot, right? People don't want to do that. Just when they move forward, this energy is that energy, which is understandable. It's like this just wrapped up. Let me focus on me and not focus on the past. I'm moving forward. But at some point, you do have to go back and look. And that's what you're doing in the future because you've stabilized yourself now. You're like, okay, I'm good. I've got myself to a good place. I have good people around me that I can rely on and talk to and depend on. Now I need to actually look at this and figure it out, right? Sort it for myself. Then you have the emerging dawn. Trust that every ending is another beginning coming in disguise. Yeah, so one door closing, another one's opening, right? But I also like to think of like, they always say like when you're holding on to something that's not for you, it blocks anything else coming in. So by releasing this, you're clearing the pathway for something better for you to come in, right? The blockage is no longer there. And lastly, growth potential. Embrace change to unlock, embrace change to unlock your full potential and flourish. Yeah, so there's change in this as well. You're learning from it as well by looking at it and reviewing it and trying to get an understanding of it. All right, Capricorn. Let's get you a universe card, Capricorn. You are the calm at the center of your own galaxy. External events may swirl like asteroid belts and thoughts may race like comets, but deep within, there is a point of perfect stillness, the galactic core. You can always return here. In this silence, chaos finds its order. Questions lose their urgency, and you remember that you are the vast space in which all these temporary phenomena arise and pass away. All right, Capricorn, let's get you some clarifiers. And let's get you a song. I think it's 1, maybe 2. Let's see. All right, so we have the letter, hope I don't drop it, V. We have Leo. So maybe you have Leo placements. Maybe they have Leo placements. Maybe it's Leo season. The letter Y. 25. Maybe you're 25 at the time of the past thing. Maybe 25 when you met. Oh, 23 and 28. A lot of numbers here. These could also be important dates, right? born the 25th, 23rd, 28th, met on the 23rd, 25th, 28th. Maybe the ceremony was on those dates. Letter E. Letter W. Letter R. February. Maybe February is important. Birthday, significant day, number 11. Maybe February 25th, 23rd, 28th, and 11th. Oh, we have a song. But I don't want nothing at all if it ain't you, baby. If it ain't you by Alicia Keys. And I don't want us to be the enemy, but this love is taking all of my energy. Carrie Hilson energy. All right, Capricorn, stick listen to those songs. Might be messaging it for you, and hope this helped. All right, bye.